Hi, my name is Kevon Owen. This is Destini, Ramsey, that's Jack Smith. And sometimes at work, when you're working with people, it's time to set some boundaries so that you don't get taken advantage of and you don't start resenting them. Jack, how do you do that?
You be extremely carefully assertive. Being assertive is very important. Assertive doesn't mean aggressive. I think a lot of people conflate those two things, but you can be assertive and still be respectful, still get your point across without making enemies.
You can also be encouraging to them and help them realize that you're both working towards the same common goal, and that, you know, getting them to be motivated to do the work that you're asking them or that you're wanting to do with them. Get them excited about it.
And another thing you can do there is remember to put first things first. Pick the right victories, pick the right times to fight. Sometimes you grab a sword, sometimes you grab a compliment, but remember what you want most. And sometimes what you want most is to be able to work together long term. Sometimes what you want most is to inform people that your boundaries are here and that you're not going to give.
Yeah, you should always go into everything with a goal, and if your goal is to keep your job, well, then you got to do things to keep your job. Sometimes you have to swallow your pride, sometimes you have to compromise. If your goal is to be right, well, then be right and lose your job. But you got to have a goal, and you have to be goal-oriented. Whenever you have that goal, everything you think, say, and do should be oriented around that goal.
Having your mind focused on what that is allows you to really be intentional with the interactions that you have and the time that you spend being mad at something they did or didn't do, an employee or an employer or someone that you're working with, a coworker. So being focused on the goal that you have in your mind intentionally and using that time to get there.
I like to over communicate. I tell people what I think. I tell people what I think that they're thinking. I give people an opportunity to correct and adjust. You know, it feels like this is what's going on. Maybe you don't think that I do a good job, or maybe you're worried about this. I'll over communicate, and then we just go ahead and sort things out, because work is unfortunately too big of a part of your life to not set those boundaries, and too small of a part of your life to let that stuff build up and start to cause resentment and anxiety. If you need some pointers on communication in the workplace, there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a remarkable book by Dale Carnegie, and one thing that he does is he looks at the interpersonal relationships and interactions that we go through. It gives very practical skills that you can apply. Maybe you don't have time to read a book. Maybe you would like to talk to some counselors. Maybe your stuff is more specific than a book that was written for a broad topic. And if that's the case, give us a call. We'd love to help.